Adam here with the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have the newly redesigned 2025 Subaru Forester. So we'll look at the interior, the exterior, some of the trim level specifics, and see what it's like out on the road. Okay, so now we're behind the wheel of the 25 Subaru Forester, and this is the limited trim. So I think there's like 5 different trim levels. This one is a little more towards the top, so we wanted to show you some of the available equipment. Now, why am I having my cell phone in my hand? That's because I've got wireless charging down here and I've got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It makes such a difference when you're on the go. It's convenient. I've got my phone paired up. Took about 15 seconds to hook it in. So that's really cool, but we'll touch on more of that later. So for now, let's put it in drive, go for a spin around. Now, like I said, this is a redesign for the Subaru Forester. Obviously, it's been a popular vehicle for Subaru, so they wanted to keep it kind of looking the same, just a little bit more updated, and I think they did a really good job. Now, this particular limited on the exterior is in the brilliant bronze metallic. So there's a bunch of really cool colors you can get for the Subaru. I think this one suits the vehicle very nicely. Now, this does have a little bit over 8 inches of ground clearance. So if you're thinking about doing some mountain biking, camping, kayaking, anything like that, these Subarus are obviously built for the outdoors and can help you get down a trail. Now, there is a little thing called X mode, so that you can turn on or off. There's like a deep snow or a sand mode, so that's gonna help you out because this is a symmetrical all-wheel drive vehicle. So all of Subaru SUVs come with the symmetrical all-wheel drive, or the wagons or the SUVs or hatchbacks or whatever they might be. Outside of the BRZ, most of these vehicles are gonna come with the symmetrical all-wheel drive. Now, what's great about that is tackling the Minnesota winters, whether it's raining, like I said, you may be going down to a campsite. There is a lot of usability, but not a huge sacrifice with fuel economy. Usually when you go to an all-wheel drive, it dips quite a bit. This one is still rated with the 2.5 boxer engine at about 33 miles per gallon on the highway. So it's gonna be pretty efficient when you're going to that cabin for the weekend or you're getting away. This can definitely get you on that road trip, and there's a ton of safety built in to help you along the way. Things like blind spot monitoring, emergency braking, there's an adaptive cruise control in here. There's so much cool stuff. The Subaru EyeSight technology is some of the best out today, and it really is a non-intrusive system. And if there's stuff you don't like, you can just click the button and turn it off. But things like the adaptive cruise control, where you set that 3-2-1 car length distance ahead of you, it keeps that distance when you're on the road, and it makes it really easy to eat up a bunch of highway miles. Now, let's talk about a few other things outside. This one does have the roof rack rails up above. So when you put the crossbars up there, you can actually put 700 pounds of static weight. So what does that mean? If you've got one of those cool rooftop tents, you could throw that up above. Like I said, the mountain bikes, 700 pounds of static weight is really pretty good. So you could pretty much put the whole family up there in one of those roof tents and get away for a long weekend and have some fun. Now, jumping into the inside, this is actually in the limited model a hands-free power liftgate. So you simply just swipe your foot under the back. That's gonna kick open the liftgate for you, and it makes it really easy when you're loading stuff up, that you're not fumbling with the keys, pushing the button on the back. You just swipe your foot, pops open, and it's as easy as that. And then once you're inside, there's quite a bit of storage space back there. And if you're not bringing people with you, you need a little bit of extra space. It's a 60-40 split rear seat, and there's little buttons in the back. You can simply just click those, and it kicks the seat forward and down, so it makes it really simple. Now, one of the other things that's pretty cool, when the hatch is actually open, it's kind of hard to film and get a look at, but there is a little cargo light up above. So if you're looking for stuff in the back, there is really good LED lighting back there, which does make a pretty big difference when you're out on a campsite, or if you're just digging around for something in the garage. That's a pretty convenient feature as well. Now let's talk about the second row. So like I said, it does fold down flat if you need it, but also in the back there's going to be USB and USB-C charging, and those seats you can even recline. So it is really comfortable back there, and I did notice I'm 6'1", so where I'm driving comfortably, there was plenty of knee space, plenty of headroom back there. It is something to consider that, yes, you could put 5 people in here. It might be a little bit tighter, and you might want to pop up one trim level or one model level to the Ascent if you need all the space in the third row. But I think for 95% of the time, the trade-off between the size of this, the ease of the visibility in here, I mean, there's things like these little kind of side windows here, which does help me see down to the curb. Some cars have a pretty aggressive blind spot, but I love these little pieces of glass here that do make it really easy to park and see. In the driver's seat, this is really where you're going to want to be. So these seats are leather appointed seats. They're also going to be heated, and they're going to be power for the driver and the passenger. Now, if you go up to the touring model, you can also add the ventilated seats. This one also gets the heated steering wheel. So that is one of my absolute favorite features. It's a full 360 heated wheel. Click the little button here behind, it heats up, and when your hands are nice and toasty in the winter, that is an excellent feature. I mean, overall, it just works. Everything in here is easy. I mean, the infotainment screen, like I said, that Apple CarPlay on here, even if you're not using that, just the screen itself can have the built-in navigation in here. The Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, like I said, is what they probably assume most people are going to be using. Google Maps, Spotify, text messaging, it's all in here. It's a very responsive and easy to use screen. Now, like I said, some of that safety stuff is also in here, so your vehicle control, or you have your driver assistance. So that's the pre-collision braking, the forward collision warning, that kind of stuff you can set and kind of detune if you want. So you can set it to normal or near or far for the collision warning. So that is also pretty great. Now, this does have the dual zone climate control, so you can actually set that outside of the screen, or you can click to turn it on, and then you can use the touch screen as well for that. So I also like that they gave you the option there. The general layout of the cabin, I like the materials. There's kind of this hexagonal look on here with kind of a lighter wood, and then the seats, actually, like I said, the leather appointed, it's gonna have the blue stitching that runs throughout, and it does work really nicely, kind of all together as one whole package. There is a little bit of Alcantara kind of look on the doors as well that runs through the cabin, and then you do also get the Home Link auto dimming mirror, so that you can program with your garage door at home, and it is a really nice feature as well. Now, one other cool thing they kept from the older Foresters is kind of that 3/4 sized sunroof. So you can open that up. It really does open it up, especially with the darker interior. I love that feature with the Limited. Okay, so overall, ride and drive, pretty good. It's not the fastest Subaru available, but you know, you gotta figure, again, at 33 miles a gallon with the all-wheel drive, the trade-off is you're not gonna get a ton of power or speed, but it's more than enough, like I said, for most of the time to get you into traffic and get you going around town. I love the infotainment screen in here. The CarPlay or Android Auto is great. The steering wheel in the seated position is very comfortable. So I think if you're shopping for a crossover SUV, some wagons, kind of anything that fits with the budget of what you're looking for in this price point, this is going to offer all that equipment, if that makes sense. So we have to talk about the price. Now, the MSRP on the Limited is right around $40,000. I think it goes from about $32,000 up to about $42,000. So it really depends on what equipment you want. Do you want the base model with the cloth seats? Do you want to go up to the leather or the StarTex materials? There's a lot of cool options. So I think if you're in the market for a crossover SUV or something that really can deliver great fuel economy and all-wheel drive, you got to get out, take one of these Foresters for a spin and see what you think. Now, that was just a quick look and drive in the 25 Subaru Forester. If you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive for yourself, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by anytime. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks for watching.